Hello YouTube, this is Augustus Larch, and I still haven't customized the interior of this vehicle, but it's fine time to make the Loosing the Controls vlog. The controls on what? This world. First thing I want to touch upon is the circumstance of our time, right? Okay. We have a cultivated environment. The environment is cultivated not to thrive, and there's a bunch of people in this world, and they're controlled from a central source that have something called an agenda. It's much different than a conspiracy. I could go over and over again about the differences, but they're very big. Again, a conspiracy is a small amount of people with a very secluded plan, secret, and they're subversive. An agenda, it's a bunch of people. On the scope of a percentage, the agenda people are small, but they're still a larger number than any conspiracy would have been. And another difference in a conspiracy is they've had a published plan that's kind of veiled in the wording and the mission behind it, that these people are all on the same page. But one thing they do is how this environment is scheduled not to thrive. I mean, my generation, the 13th generation, Generation X, don't we have a hard way in the world to make any kind of wealth, because it's already been established that what you do in this world is you go work for somebody and you have a career your whole life, and you get a mortgage and a family, and everything is pretty much set in stone what you're going to do. That's a utopia that doesn't exist in our time. That's what the schools like to tell you. That's like what advertising likes to tell you, and what the selective news likes to tell you. You know why they like to tell you that? Because they're cultivating an environment. And all these people in between, the middle management people, they're chosen carefully to be yes men, to be comfortable with empty policy, aren't they now? They don't even understand what they're doing. Well, watch them. If you have any kind of philosophy or mission behind what you're up to, and if you kind of assign them a mission in your mind, just as a preliminary, I mean, find out they don't have one, really. They're just sitting there punching a clock, pushing papers around, answering phones, kind of in their own little cultivated environment, cultivating my environment. So the schools all tell kids, I mean, it's just indoctrination is what it is. They just kind of smash you into that mold that all the world tells them they have to be. And to a flawed system, antiquated freaking system that doesn't exist anymore. And the schools do this. They like to divide people. They got like to say that you're an individual, you're a consumer. That's the major. Oh, they're all worried about the big news is, oh, the retailers, oh, the people aren't Christmas shopping. Oh, really? It's because the currency's all messed up and people don't have any money. Costs are high, receipts are down. It's a basic, I mean, anybody with basic economics can see this environment is very tentative at this point. Almost not tenable for most people. They're just living hand to mouth, day to day. And I'm forced to do that most of the time too. I'm a much better planner than a lot of people are. But it's hard to escape from this. And I might tell you about in the news. On the news, they don't give you the right information. They just give you the stock freaking agenda window. Like they render the world is oversimplified and not going to help you anything. You're worried about Tiger Woods for some reason. Everybody's, oh, poor Tiger Woods. Oh, really? Everybody's this healthcare thing. Healthcare, work on prevention. They're just trying to, this antiquated medical industry, freaking with their white elephant facilities, all they want to do is fill up their beds, you know, and keep them filled. They're selling sickness. And then on the news, that's all you hear about. You don't hear any of the stuff that's going to be useful. No information that a person can actually use. And but the thing about this is to quell the division between people. They got this idea that, oh, it's me time. I'm an individual. I got to worry. They're all indulgent, and they're schizotypal, and they're cut off from the rest of the world. Most people are. And the remedy to this is to get a grassroots organization going. I mean, people that you know, that you speak to all the time, get organized. Don't spend your time playing cards or getting drunk or playing video games or worshiping celebrities or anything like that. Why don't you get together and do something real? Here's something for you to do. Why don't you figure out how to generate your own electric power? Not all this stuff with Enviro Green movement stuff. Why don't you figure out, oh, look, geological survey. Look at this methane resource. There's methane about everywhere. Figure out if you have some property. Get some casing together and a derrick and freaking get some freaking steam to it. Put some coal on it or any kind of power and drill yourself a methane well. And then what you do is you get these aviation engines that are wrecked or something and just sitting in warehouses, a lot of military equipment, like a General Electric J79. Why don't you tap some methane, get it flowing through a turbine, and get it turning a generator and make your own electric power. Get off the grid. Man, that's something, huh? That's something you can do. Another thing is community awareness. I mean, if people are having problems in your community, don't let the medical industry, social services, the government in general, the law get involved in your stuff. Have a preemptive measure to get on top of that stuff before you even need any help from the big man. You think you're fighting the man, and then you go to him constantly. You can cut that guy off. Figure out how to do it yourself. And what I like to do is teach people what's going to be applicable and real in this world. Results oriented, very pragmatic sensibility on things. And part of that is education, not indoctrination. It's very important. So I'm just telling you how to loose yourself from the circumstances of our time that other people have cultivated for us. Make your own environment. You got to loose the controls on this evil world. We can be a community again. We can be a real community, not some manufactured one that's just very polyphanous and very not tangible. We got to get with the real. This is Augustus Watch, and I thank you for watching YouTube.